through the mysteries of God and the wisdom that sits by the throne of God. Only through the Spirit of God are we going to be able to get this. We just read a whole story here. We didn't jump around. We didn't go from verse to verse and none of that, right? We read most of the story line upon line, right? Don't you know there's a whole lot missing there? There's a whole lot missing. So far, y'all see Paul at Damascus. In Damascus, the disciple went there and he received the sight, right? Then y'all seen Paul went to Jerusalem, right? And he was brought to the apostles, right? And he was told that everything he spoke in the name of the Lord at Damascus, right? But there's a whole lot that we missing. Let's go get the missing pieces. Let's go to Galatians now, the first chapter. Let's go to the book of Galatians, verse 1. Chapter 1, actually. Y'all still with me? Okay, chapter 1. Chapter 1, verse 15. Read.
When it pleased God, who separated me from my mother's womb and called me by his grace.
So y'all see that, right? That's what we were just reading about, right? Read on.
To reveal his son in me.
He revealed his son in him. Read on.
That I might preach him among the heathen.
Read on.
Immediately.
How long?
Immediately.
How long?
Immediately.
Immediately, Paul said. Read on.
I conferred not.
He conferred not. Read on.
With flesh and blood.
He conferred not with flesh and blood. Everybody see that, right? Read on.
Neither went I up to Jerusalem.
How did he go up to Jerusalem? Read on.
To them which were apostles before me.
Read on.
But I went into Arabia.
Now that's the part that we didn't get there. Paul said before he went to stay with them disciples at Damascus, and before he ended up in Jerusalem, he went to Arabia first. Did y'all read that? Did y'all read that? Did y'all read that? Read it again.
Neither went I up to Jerusalem.
Read on.
To them which were apostles before me.
Read on.
But I went into Arabia.
Read on.
And returned again unto Damascus.
Then he returned again unto Damascus. Read on.
Then after 3 years.
He stayed with the disciples in Damascus for 3 years. Read on.
I went up to Jerusalem.
He went up to Jerusalem. Read on.
To see Peter.
And he seen Peter. Everybody see that, right? Peter. Read on.
And abode with him 15 days.
He stayed with Peter for 15 days. Read on.
But other of the apostles saw I none.
He ain't seen no other apostles. Read on.
Save James.
Save who?
James.
Read on.
The Lord's brother.
So he seen 2 apostles that whole time he was in Jerusalem. Everybody see that, right? Read on.
Now the things which I write unto you.
He said, the things which I write unto you. Read on.
Behold.
Behold. Read on.
Before God.
He said, I go before God. God is my witness. Read on.
I lie not.
Now, why is Paul saying this? God is my witness. I lie not. Something went down, brothers and sisters. What went down? Let's go back and revisit the 17th verse. Visit Galatians 1 verse 17 again. Read.
Neither went I up to Jerusalem.
Read on.
To them which were apostles before me.
Read on.
But I went into Arabia.
That missing part. Paul went into Arabia. Paul went into Arabia. What is Paul doing in Arabia? Why did he go into Arabia? Let's get Galatians 4 verse 25. Galatians chapter 4 verse 25. Read.
For this Agar is Mount Sinai.
What is what?
In Mount Sinai.
Everybody know about Mount Sinai, right? And then y'all know where Mount Sinai is at? For this Agar, which is Mount Sinai, read on.
In Arabia. Arabia. Arabia.
In Arabia. Why did Paul go to Arabia, everybody? Why did Paul go to Arabia, everybody? He went to talk with Christ. He went to talk with Jesus Christ on the mountain of God. Now let me prove that I ain't done. Don't think I'm done. Y'all think I'm done? Y'all know I'm a listen. The Lord gave a mouth that shall not be able to gainsay nor be resisted. You know I'm not done. Now we know why Paul went into Arabia, because Mount Sinai was in Arabia. Now let's see. Let's go back to something that I told you to keep back into your remembrance. Let's go to Acts 9 verse 15 and 16 again. Acts chapter 9 verse 15 and 16. Read.
But the Lord said unto him.
But the Lord, this is Christ speaking now. Read on.
Go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me me.
Christ said he's a chosen vessel unto me. Read on.
To bear my name before the Gentiles
Read on.
and kings and the children of Israel.
Read on.
For I will show
I
him.
will do what?
Show
What did
him.
Christ say?
I will show
What did
him.
Christ say?
I will show him.
What did Christ say? I will show him. Read on.
How great things he must suffer for my name's sake.
Now, read on.
And Ananias went his
Okay,
way.
that's it. So y'all see it now, right? Christ had to show Paul what he was going to go through for his name's sake. This is, man, you remember Paul was praying and he was getting visions from Jesus Christ. In a vision, he seen Ananias come and heal him. Everybody understand that? What else did Jesus Christ tell him in the vision? Meet me in Arabia on the mountain of God. And from there, I'm going to show you what you must do. Do everybody understand that? Now let me prove that without a shadow of a doubt. Let me prove that. Let's go back to Galatians now, the first chapter. Let's go back to Galatians, the first chapter. How the hell else y'all think Paul know what he know? How did Paul know what he knew? Tell me how he knew what he knew. Let me get Galatians 1 verse 1. Let's read the first verse now. Galatians 1 verse 1. Just the first verse. Read.
Paul,
Read.
an
What
apostle,
did Paul call himself?
an
What did
apostle,
Paul call himself, everybody? What did Paul call himself? An apostle. Read on.
not of man,
Not of man. Nobody cast lots for Paul to become an apostle. He was not an apostle of man. Read on.
neither by man,
Neither by man. Read on.
but by Jesus Christ.
By who?
Jesus
Who
Christ.
made Paul an apostle? Jesus Christ. Who made Paul an apostle? Jesus Christ. Who made Paul an apostle? Jesus Christ. By Jesus Christ. Is that it for the first verse?
Loud.
Read on.
And God the Father,
God the Father. You ain't gonna mess with this. You are not gonna mess with this. Read on.
who raised him from the dead.
Who raised him from the dead. Now from there we're going to jump to the 11th verse. We're going to read verse 11 and 12. Something else Paul said. Read.
Well, I certify you,
I said I certify you. Y'all know what certification is, right? I certify you. Read on.
brethren,
Brethren, go ahead.
that the gospel which was preached of me
That the gospel was preached of me. Read on.
is not after man.
It's not after man. Read on.
For I neither received it of man,
Man did not teach Paul. So how did Paul know that gospel that he was out there spreading among the Gentiles? Who taught Paul? Who taught Paul? Who taught Paul? Read it again.
for I neither received it of man,
Read on.
neither was I taught it, but by the
Neither was
revelation.
I what?
Taught
Neither
it,
was he what?
taught it,
Read on.
but by the revelation of Jesus Christ.
The revelation of Jesus Christ, the revealing of Jesus Christ is the one that came to Paul and taught him everything that he knew. Read on.
For ye have heard of my conversation in time past.
That's it, 11 and 12, that's it?
That's it.
Now from there, let's go to 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy's actually. Hey, I know you were already convinced. 2 Timothy's 1, we're going to go to 2 Timothy's 1 verse 11. Timothy, even though it's called by the name Timothy, it was an epistle written by Paul. 2 Timothy's 1, first read 1. 2 Timothy's 1 and 1, read that.
Paul, an apostle of Jesus Christ,
Again, he's telling you he's an apostle of Jesus Christ. Just the first verse, read on.
by the will of God,
God, what?
the will of
It
God,
was God's will that he be made an apostle. Read on.
according to the promise of life which is in Christ Jesus.
Now jump to the 11th verse. Read.
Whereunto I am appointed a preacher.
He was appointed. Y'all know what an appointment is, right? Somebody has to give you that office. He didn't give it to himself.
Right.
Read it again.
Whereunto I am appointed
Read on.
a preacher
Read on.
and an apostle
Read.
and a teacher
Read.
of the Gentiles.
And that's it on that, brother. Shalom. Praise Yahweh.